We leaving already? Nah, I don't think we're leaving already because we still supposed to stay at night. Meal time? Sorry you had to wait for us to finish. Don't worry about it. We're the guests here, after all. Thanks for your consideration. At the very least, I say dinner's a mealtime better than lunch was. I mean, it's harsh beef day. I think it's hash beef day. That's an Imperial Army tradition, isn't it? Oh, just the smell is making me hungry. Oh yeah. Where'd your instructor go? She's a real looker. I was hoping to get a chance to talk to her. My goodness, guys. She went into the Fortress Commander with Instructor Nightheart. He did ask us to eat without her tonight. Alright, well, if she's with Major Nightheart, it's hard to compete with those guys from the 4th Armor Division. It'd be enough if they had Craig the Red, but they got the Major too, and he's kind of scary. Laughing. Like a division of muscle men. We shouldn't keep you tied up any longer. Your hashed beef's going to get cold. See you tomorrow, guys. Like a curry base. Oh, it's actually delicious. It's like night and day compared to what we have for lunch. You're telling me? Come on, guys. What's with all the gloomy faces? You think you guys might have a bit too rousy of an outlook? What were you expecting to see out there? I'm sure you can understand at least a little how we feel. It's like, has everything we've learned in our time at the academies been for nothing? Academics, the arts, individual skills in combat? None of those matter in the slightest in real warfare, do they? It's true. If you're... No, I'm so sorry. If all you're looking to do is fight a war, you don't need any of those. Goodness, I'm reading too fast. This is my problem right here. All you need is plenty of troops at your command, the latest weaponry, and overwhelming firepower. Assuming you know the tactics to use them well and a strategy that employs them effectively, I suppose. The twins are even more powerful than I was expecting them to be too. I remember my mother boasting about their capabilities when she was trying to sell them to the army 2 years ago, but to be honest, I'm feeling somewhat disheartened as well. I can't see there being a place for swords on the battlefield with weapons like those on the front lines. Those, they look the same. Well, I don't think that means individual combat skill doesn't matter at all. Still, I think maybe we've been misunderstanding something important all this time. What we saw in the military exercise today was power in its purest form. It has no morality of its own. It exists to bring about a result regardless of the ideals or principles of those who wield it. It's true. In a sense, the same could say of a sword or a gun. And all the way on to... What? And all the way on up something as huge as Gorilla Railroad too? This sentence does not seem right. Skip it, because I am not going to try to repeat those words. I think I finally understand why they wanted us to watch that military exercise in the first place. They could have taught us in a less roundabout fashion. Well, looks like you didn't wait for me to start the party. Instructor Sarah. So you spoke with the commander? Sure did. I got the up-to-date info on the trade conference too. As well as all the latest on the terrorist. What? So there's no information about the Imperial Liberation Front? Anyway, before I go to that, let me explain what you'll be doing tomorrow. And in the morning, you're scheduled to participate in the Imperial Army's physical fitness training. In the afternoon, you'll be attending a special lecture where I'll bring you up to speed on that info I just mentioned. After that, you'll be granted special permission to view the railroad guns. I got that view sentence mixed up. I see. Look forward to that. Sounds like we're got a pretty packed schedule. Well, we did bring you all the way out here, so we might as well make the most of it. Every nation possesses power in the form of a military. Whatever that military is, large or small, Guerrilla Fortress just happens to have that power in the very striking, easy to understand form. As students of the military academy, you have an obligation to know the scale of the power. The Empire of Erebonia wields at present a power you might one day be in charge of yourself. What? Laughing. Anyway, even a meeting that long couldn't keep me away from trying the famous hashed beef rice. I heard it's the only decent food they have around here, so I've been looking forward to this all day. We should probably finish eating. Yeah, though it's gotten a bit cold now. Oh, that's what you get for talking. Maybe I'll go ask for seconds. Oh, use this. If you don't want the rest of yours, can I have it? I shouldn't throw it away to give it to you. It's not done. It's not? Okay, that should do it. Alright, that covers today's quote. I'm looking forward to a nice long bath. Well, you know how every time there's a military exercise coming up, the workload gets pretty crazy like this. Still, at least managing inventory has gotten a lot easier thanks to the orbital net. They got everything hooked up on the network over in Crossbow, right? Wish the Empire would get on that a bit more. Think of the utility. Well, from the sound of it, you need special equipment to send signals through a wired connection to make use of it. And considering the size of the Empire, it's probably going to be quite a while before it's a widespread thing. I thought this is pretty. Huh? In Orbmail? Looks like it's from HQ. It is not. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. This is right here. What? This right here is the problem with the orbital net. There's no such thing as off hours when they can just send you orders around the clock. Oh, what's going on? So get this, they're planning on doing some extra exercise tomorrow. Oh, just extra exercise tomorrow. That means we gotta outfit 20 Oswits with C units by tomorrow. 20? What? Seriously? Might as well start up another pot of coffee. We're in for an all-nighter for sure. Do we even have that many C units left? Actually, a lot came by freight just this evening. Exactly 20, if you can believe it. Huh? Guess we'll just have to get it done. Crap, at least let us take a shower. I'm going to head down to the mess hall and grab some snack. You want anything? Well, you're supposed to have separate teams for that. It's a Tuesday. Hospital stateside. At last, after what seems like enough adventures to fill a week, we reached the final day of our field study. Over in Crossbell State, they were busy preparing for today's keynote session at the trade conference. We spent the morning running through the Imperial Army's physical fitness program alongside some of the soldiers. And after completing its no easy task, I might add, we sat down to a lukewarm redux of yesterday's lunch. That afternoon, during our special military science lecture, we were presented with a confidential report on the terrorists. The Imperial Liberation Front is in Crossbell? That's right, or at least that's what the intelligence divisions believes. It looks like a known terrorist organization from the Kelvin Republic has turned up in Crossbells too. The situation over there is pretty tough. What is pretty touch and go right now? Oh, it's pretty touch and go right now. Oh, I get it. Oh no. What are the authorities doing? Everything they can, naturally. However, operations are being handled solely by the intelligence division. They refuse to tell the Imperial Army anything. Just that they have a trusted ally taking care of things. But who does the intelligence division trust? You gotta know something about this, right? Short stack? Well, I do, but I can't really tell you anything. I guess it's not a breach of confidentiality to tell you that there's a really strong bunch though. That's still pretty vague. I got a few ideas. Anyway, there's not much point in us worrying about that right now. The bigger issue is that our terrorists of the hour, the Liberation Front, are a bigger crew than we thought. Big enough to be in possession of a state-of-the-art military airship at least. Seriously? An airship? Can we assume Reinford, the manufacturer? Correct. Just how something that large found its way into the hands of insurgents is currently unknown. But it seems to be a high-speed model different from the heavily armed types favored by the Imperial Army. I bet it's from the RF-26 series. There's a number of different models within that series though. But if they have an airship, that means they're going to be a whole lot more difficult to catch, doesn't it? That's exactly what it means. It's basically impossible to keep tabs on them as it is now. With an airship in their possession, there's no telling when or where they pop up next. That's quite worried. Especially since Prince Oliver is attending the conference. And Toa's in Crossbow right now too. Yeah. Damn. Now you got me worried. Take it easy. I don't think you have anything to worry about with Gramps and Lecter over there. But that aside, if the terrorist attention is currently focused on Crossbow, does that mean the Empire is effectively safe right now? Shoot, I couldn't read that. You raise a good point, Laura. They did target Princess Alphen during the summer festival last month. It's possible it's just a feint. Maybe they just want us to believe they're targeting the Chancellor. The Railway Military Police thought so too, which is why they increased the security levels here at home. The Emperor and everyone else connected to the Imperial family should be safe. They also beefed up security anywhere that seems short-handed. As well prepared as ever, I see. At any rate, you finally uncover some information on the terrorist identity, right? That's right. Though, once again, we have the intelligence division to thank for that. If you turn your attention to the screen, please. Look at that face. G. That's the man who kidnapped Princess Alphen and Elise in Heimdall. What's funny is that it's animated graphics versus a 2D graphics. Not to mention he tried to start a war with Calvert in North Highland. So who is he? His full name is Michael Gideon. He used to be an assistant professor at the Imperial Academy in Heimdall. That man, a teacher? So an academic? Right, his focus was political psychology. Philosophy. 3 years ago, he was dismissed from his position due to his intense criticism of Chancellor Osborne's hardline politics. Oh. So getting laid off set him on the road to terrorism. Well, it sounds like the actual reason he was let go was because he was handing out tracts and flyers in public? Just flyers. Just handing out flyers in public. You'll find these kind of idealistic at the heart of most terrorist groups, though. In seeding a group with their core ideology, they twist it to be even more malicious and radical. You can't even reason with them either. Yeah, they don't know when to give up. Sounds like some other group I know. So, do we know anything about the others? Cross paths with what I can only assume were 3 other key members last month in Heimdall. Yes, S, V, and C. It seems like they haven't been able to dig up much on those 3 yet. Their strongest lead right now is that V may have belonged to a Jaeger Corps. Interesting. He was touting around this machine gun that looked like it should have been mounted on a vehicle. Did he seem at all familiar to your feet? Not really. They're working on narrowing down the identity of S2, but it's too early to make any informed statements. The real unknown is their leader, C. The one in the visor helmet. I heard he was able to go toe-to-toe with Reen, Laura, and P simultaneously. I almost find it hard to believe. I don't. I imagine there are plenty of people in the Empire who could do so. Because without saying that the Radiant Blade Master could fend 3 of us off without much of a problem. But I bet a good Mira, Instructor Sarah, and Major Nightheart could do it too. I can't say for certain. Aw, look at Mr. Modesty over here. For a second, I couldn't read that. The Major here is widely held to be one of the strongest incoming officer in the entire army. I've heard people mention him right along Major Vander. Laying it on a little thick today, aren't we? Going by the family name, it seems safe to assume he's a practitioner of the Vander style of swordsmanship. No doubt a relative of Lieutenant General Vander at Zender Gate. While I would question whether I can stand on equal footing with him, Major Vander is unquestionably strong. He was my classmate during the military academy years, and quite close to Prince Oliver as well. In fact, he's in Crossbow right now, serving as the prince's bodyguard. What? Well, that's reassuring to know. But getting back to the point is not just see we still know very little about their group as a whole. Even their source of funding is a mystery, so even if they're a no-show in Crossbow, I doubt we've heard the last of them. You call it a coincidental fate, but you put a kibosh on their scheme twice now. It's entirely possible they come up to hold a personal grudge against you, so be careful. Right. Yeah. We'll be sure to keep that in mind. Millie said, huh?